going to pick up where we left off and continue with the expansion. Today we're going to talk about the Indian problem that the United States fought after the So as settlers are ready to move west, we talked about in the last video there was a problem with the Indians and they were saying that people are living in the land and really trying to move into it. They were Native Americans in the sea. Typically see those out and take things out of them. When the U.S. starts moving west in the early 1800s, they try at first to relocate the Native Americans. In 1830, Congress ordered the removal of all Indians in southern states west of Mississippi. So that's states like Tennessee and Georgia and Alabama. And they are going to forcibly remove many of the Indian tribes from their lands. One of the more famous ones were the Cherokee Indians. So they forced the Cherokee Indians who were living in the Great Section in Alabama, West North Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia, and they forced them to move out to new territory out west. That march, like they forcibly moved to the special years and that guys during westward. On the Great Plains, some of the tribes were those now that you can move west. Others have lived there for centuries, had their way of life that mostly revolved around hunting and gathering and honoring the buffalo herds. So for the people that are coming from the east, moving out west, you're going to run into problems as well because you know how to move those Indians, folks in territories that are already living there, as well as some of the other problems that will occur with settlers moving into the area as well. So this photo is a depiction of that trail of tears where the Cherokee Indians impulsively march. It is winter, it's freezing cold, we're driving into the mountains, and as I said before, 1/3 of the Cherokee is going to die on this mountain. So in 1851, we're still fighting with the U.S. government, and the government decides to sit down and make a deal with the Indians. So this meeting happens at Fort Laramie, and you can see in the picture that even in this meeting as a village inequalities and the Indians are outside the home sitting on the ground hall, the white politicians are undercover sitting on chairs, kind of like, hey, we're better than you are, we're above you. Even in meetings that seem to happen between the government and the Indians. So at this meeting, the Indians make a deal with the government and they agree to give up the lands that the government was looking for. In exchange, they would get a limited amount of area that would be reserved for them. So this is where we get the term Indian reservation from. So the term that you have here in Florida, Seminole Indian reservations, that comes created by the government as their army. They also agreed to get money and wasn't farming help. So the government wants to quote-unquote civilize the Indians and turn them into what they acceptable citizens, not citizens who settled in farms, not people who ran around chasing buffaloes. So they're going to try to force the Indians to do it their way of life. And it's going to be a great hardship and horrible hit to their culture as well over the years. So the impact of this reservation system was that they signed the treaty. They get reservations, but now Native Americans have the agreement not to leave their borders. Anybody who left was going to be captured and brought back, and now you were basically a prisoner. The government promised them to blanket cities of money, but the officials that were in charge were crazy and corrupt, and many of them never ended up actually delivering themselves to their citizenship. Sometimes they kept it themselves, sometimes they sold it to other groups, and made economic to the Indians who lost out on this deal. The reservation system as a whole. A lot of the land that they gave to the Indians was infertile, meaning that they couldn't grow separate if they wanted to, and it wasn't good land. So the land that they gave to the Indians was land in no good points. Tribal customs are discouraged, so you're not supposed to go on hunts and fight buffalo, none of the traditional dances, none of the traditional clothing. All of that was discouraged, and as I said, they tried to civilize Indians. Teachers sent out to reservations and tried to convert all the children to Christianity and told them that all the beliefs that their so long, and so many times where the government can promise you things and not deliver them, so it's going to end up losing conflict. And so you really start getting conflict between the government and the Indians, between the states and support, and each time. Transcontinental Railroad comes through at this point, and that means that people can now get supplies easy, they can move faster, so the land that's surrounding the Transcontinental Railroad becomes desirable for people to live there. Again, the problem is where Indians live. So if the Native Americans have been promised certainly a road reservation, once the railroad comes through, they're going to ask to move again if the settlers like their land. I mean, they're going to fight back. They're upset about this. Hey, you promised us this land, you told us to stay here, and now you're going back on your word. It's going to lead to violence, and there's going to be clashes between the U.S. Army and the Native Americans out on the Great Plains, as well as Indian settlers, too. So the federal government has to end up stationing troops out in western forts to fight against the Indians. And a lot of these soldiers of the stations are known as buffalo soldiers. And these were African-American soldiers who were left over from the Civil War, who fought for the Union and continued to stay in the Army. They were then sent out west to deal with the Indians. They got the nickname Buffalo Soldiers because they were such fierce warriors. They were actually the Cheyenne tribe that gives them that name. So they're very impressed with how hard the black soldiers fought when they were in this war. So they were the Buffalo Soldiers. Here's an example of some of them. They had blue outfits. If you've ever loved the song from Bob Marley, Buffalo Soldiers, is what he's writing about, this group of individuals. And they were the first peacetime all-black regiment in the regular U.S. Army, so after the Civil War. And they are responsible for relocating Indians on the Great Plains from their native lands to reservations, but they also fought against the Indians who refused to leave. So during these wars, the Indians are at a huge disadvantage. They're fighting against American soldiers who were a lot more experienced. And these guys have just come out of the Civil War. They spent 40 years in combat fighting against the South. They have better weapons. They have rifles and revolvers. They're going to get increased technology. They also have cavalry units and horses, and food, clothing, a lot of things to have that thing. And the Native Americans also end up being outnumbered. So their tribes were relatively small. And we're going to get hundreds of thousands of settlers that are going to move out there. So they're going to outnumber the Native Americans, which would be a problem. And just as we saw in Reconstruction, the whites that are moving out there are going to see the Native Americans as inferior to them. And so they had no problem with going back on the road because they didn't think they were equal to them. Settlers also began shooting buffalo for sport, and they're going to hunt them to almost extinction. Especially for the Indians out on the Great Plains, this is their entire way of life. They use every single ounce of the buffalo to survive, and they have for generations. So it ends up greatly affecting the tribes to the point that some of them are almost starved out of existence because they can't feed them. They end up having to submit to what the government wants and go to reservations where they will have to die. This is an example of the Buffalo Hide Guard. This is just one of them in Dodge City, Kansas. And we see this as 40,000 buffalo hides. You can see this picture of just to give you an idea. Think about how many years and months or how many people that buffalo is for. So the battles that you're going to look at in class when we come back are these three battles. So Sand Creek Massacre, Battle of Little Bighorn, and Wounded. So in Sand Creek, you have a massacre when 675 U.S. cavalry and horse soldiers attack and destroy a Cheyenne and Arapaho village in Colorado. They end up killing and mutilating an estimated 70 to 100 Native Americans. About 2/3 of them are women and children. So not only did it kill them, but they end up destroying the bodies and finishing things to another. Not good. They have another big battle that's going to end up happening, and that's Battle of Little Bighorn, sometimes referred to as Custer's Last Stand. So this happens between the U.S. cavalry and a group of Indian different tribes, the Cheyenne, Sioux, and Arapaho. So Custer and his army were sent out to try to force the Indian groups to relocate, and he comes upon a gathering of Indians, Custer, and he sees the group and underestimates the numbers. So he rides out there, I think he's got about 600, 700 cavalry troops with him, and he just said he was looking at a couple hundred Indians. Turns out it was a couple thousand Indians, and then like several tribes getting together for a meeting. So as Custer takes all of his cavalry forces and charges into the Indian village, he ends up being overwhelmed, and himself and his entire unit end up being massacred by all of the Indian warriors. And the last battle was wounded, so kind of in retribution to pay back for Custer being killed. A bunch of Indians who took place in the battle of Little Bighorn and ran away, and were trying to not be put on reservations in southwest Dakota. So U.S. representatives from the government came to the Heinrich Indian Reservation and trying to take some people to relocate them back, and they were disarming Native Americans, troops all around. Everybody was a little skittish because about Little Bighorn had just happened. And there was a deaf Indian who did not understand what was going on, couldn't hear what the commands that were being given by the government. So as they go to try to take his weapons away, as everybody else was doing, the other Indians, he fought them back because he didn't understand what was happening. The gun goes off, and then the cavalry units that are surrounding the village think that they've been fired on, and they start firing into the village, and they end up killing about 150 Native Americans. And more women and children as well. And at that point, the Great Nation ends up submitting to the reservations, and they're going to on the reservations, and it was a kind of low point for Native Americans that was during the inhabit. Okay, so that is going to be the end of our notes for this Verhelst-Wagner number 2. You will get some videos that you will look at in class on Tuesday, and make sure that you have your notes and videos read in. Remember to bring earbuds to class Tuesday.